Hello, hello, hello. Great day to you. I'm Benicia Ponder, your story coach and book publishing strategist from inspirationalauthors.com. And I am so pleased to bring you another episode in our Breakthrough Moments author interview series. Breakthrough Moments is our newest book collaboration project where we brought together 14 powerful inspirational authors who are sharing their stories of hope, of faith, of resilience. And these stories demonstrate God's super amazing grace to create breakthroughs. One of the things I say a lot is the bigger the obstacle or the challenge, the bigger the opportunity for us to see God's amazing grace to create breakthrough moments. And so that's where this opportunity or this idea of breakthrough moments came from. I am so excited about our guest today, Karen Gruber, who is a powerhouse. Yay! We met for the first time during this collaboration through a divine connection, and reading her story, simply powerful. I get her emails, I'm on her list, and I've seen her from afar, but being able to connect through this project has been wonderful. So I am so excited to introduce Karen to you. Karen, take it away. Let our inspirational authors community know about you and what you're up to these days.
Great, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you so much for bringing all of us together. This has been, like you said, an amazing opportunity. And I love connecting with other women in the community. And what you just said in the introduction about the bigger the obstacle, the bigger the opportunity. I've never heard that before. And that just really hit me as I'm sitting here like, wow, that is really profound and so true. And what if we all looked at our lives and our obstacles as opportunities, and what a better way to move through life that would be. I'm Karen Gruber, and I am a business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs and healers. And what I do is, my belief and my mission on this planet is to teach women how to be financially secure and teach them how they can generate their own income so that they have financial independence. Because with financial independence, we have a greater bandwidth for choices, either choicing in and out of relationships or choicing in and out of our own businesses. It allows us to take bigger risks. And you know, God has us here on this planet in this moment in time, and money is the currency. So, you know, a lot of people don't equate spirituality with money, but it's quite the opposite. So, lately, I have been up to this book. Participation and collaboration has been just amazing, and we can talk a little bit about that as we go on, but really working with female entrepreneurs, as I mentioned, and getting to experience the joy and fulfillment as they are creating their businesses and as they are having success in their businesses. There is nothing more exciting to me.
I love it. I love it. And I love what you said about the financial and spiritual go hand in hand. One of the things I am often really passionate about when it comes to especially faith creators, faith entrepreneurs, people who are fulfilling their passion and their purpose, so to speak, is that you have to be able to marry the purpose and prosperity, because, and it's something else I say is, you can't let your light shine if you can't pay your light bill. And a lot of times we are in that place, right? You know,
Yes.
we want to make an impact. We want to encourage the world. I found that out early in my journey as a coach and a speaker, struggling. So what do you see, Karen, as one of those biggest roadblocks? Because financial breakthrough is something that a lot of people want. They want to see greater wealth and prosperity, greater impact, greater income in their businesses. So what is it that you see most often stops them from being able to experience that financial breakthrough?
The biggest thing that I see, and this is really interesting because I was just doing a video this morning on like my top tip for female spiritual entrepreneurs. And really the top tip is stay true to yourself, stay true to the, I'm going to say, inner messages that you're receiving from God, from spirit, the universe, and tune out the rest of the noise. Like everybody and their brother is trying to sell you something that's going to make your business easier, faster, better. You're going to be a millionaire overnight if you just do these 3 things. And that's just a lot of hooey. It really is listening to your divine guidance, following those breadcrumbs, doing, playing to your strengths instead of trying to be, on social media 24/7. Like most of my ladies are not big social media fans. It can be a fabulous tool, but that's not where they want to be, right? They want to be in connection and in relationship with their potential clients. And, that's what you have to listen to. That's what you have to follow. And not only in business, but in life in general. Like, get rid of the noise, get rid of the diversity. In diversity, I mean the divisiveness that's going on in the world right now. I mean, it feels like it's been at an all-time high for the past couple of years. And just, ignore that and listen to your divine guidance and the relationships that fulfill you and the things in life that fulfill you. And that really is, to me, the key to happiness, the key to prosperity, the key to living our purpose.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a really a mindset shift, if you will, because
not always easy.
No, because I can tell you a lot of, and I deal with this with authors as well, when they're coming and they want to write a book or be very successful at leveraging their book. And there's so many different ideas competing with each other. And so clarity and focus help to drive success. And so it sounds like what you're saying is that's a universal thing, being able to have a clear focus and really, when you're staying true to yourself, staying true to the calling that you have, to move in that without looking at what everybody else is doing, without trying to copy others, but really staying true to you and following that process. Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Yeah, you summed it up beautifully.
I love it. I love it. So, so you work with spiritual entrepreneurs, spiritual female entrepreneurs. In addition to, I know you say financial, but in addition to that, what else do you help them to do, and how do you help them to see the results they want in their businesses?
That is a great question. I work mostly, I would say 90% of my clientele are either women who are just starting their business or they're emerging in their business, and they are coaches, life coaches, wellness coaches, healers, that kind of range. And the thing I help them most with is building their business in a way that feels true to themselves, helping them identify, how to capture leads, how to do their marketing in ways that feel good to them, that they enjoy, and that get results, right? Because if we don't have any clients, then we don't have a business.
Right.
And if somebody had told me the amount of marketing that is required when you decide to be a coach, I don't know that I ever would have gotten into coaching. It has been a huge evolution for myself, which is a big spiritual uplifting, that I am here for a purpose and I need to get my message out and I need to ask for the sale, and all the things that we may be scared or feel we're going to be judged for doing, and all of that. So I help these women do just that, find their marketing genius, learn how to do enrollment calls that doesn't feel icky or sleazy or, gimmicky, so that they can have a roster full of clients that they love and that love them and they're getting great results for, and they can live the life that they want to live.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like you're telling us that it's spiritual, but it's practical too. Like,
Yes.
there are practical steps to running a business, and it's not always going to be the things that we like, because even though we might find, for instance, I love video. Even though I'm a writer, I tend to, if I'm trying to market, I tend to want to do a video more than I want to write something. But even that is practical, because I have to actually do the video, and
Yep.
I actually have to take the steps to figure out what's the best way to do it, what's the best way to communicate. And so I love that you are encouraging entrepreneurs to be practical and to follow the process. It just, I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, faith entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, who are like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm blessed, my business is blessed, but they're not doing anything with that. They're like, I have great information, I'm doing this and not moving forward. And it's a lot of times it's just that practical stuff, building an email list, having a free gift, getting out there and sharing. So yeah,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's where the strategies meet the spirituality, and it is, in my opinion, like the only way to do business. It
Yes.
feels so good and is so rewarding, and I know I'm in the right place, and I know I'm doing good works, and my ladies are happy and getting results and building their own businesses and feeling, very similar ways.
Yes, 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 absolutely. So so as a part of the Breakthrough Moments collaboration, what prompted you to want to be a part of the collaboration? I know we had a mutual associate connect us together, but what made you say, yes, I want to be a part of that collaboration?
Okay, I will try to make this succinct. Approximately 4 years ago, I wrote my first book.
Mm,
I had never considered myself a writer, and it was part of a business program that I was a participant of
okay.
instead of a leader of. And part of the program was writing your book.
Okay.
99% of the people who were on this retreat wrote nonfiction.
Mm,
What came through me was fiction, but it is a story of hope and redemption and a reclamation of self. It's about a family who has to go to Africa because the husband has an assignment there and the daughter goes missing and the mom is just falling apart. And so I wrote the book. I self-published in the middle of COVID, so I didn't get to have my big launch party and all the fun things. And it was really kind of anticlimactic, and I was kind of bummed. And then last year in 2022, I decided, okay, it doesn't matter that you didn't get to have a party. But I submitted the book to several award companies.
okay.
It won 8 first place awards.
Hmm.
I am in the semifinals of a contest to turn it into a movie.
Ooh.
And so I'm like all about the writing. Like writing is awesome. It was not me writing the book. I mean, yes, I wrote the book, but it was a divine download, the whole process,
Mhm.
which was so beautiful in itself. And I believe that writing is so healing and so cathartic, and we should all be writing. So when I saw the opportunity to work with you and submit a section for this book, it really just it was not me that said yes. It was spirit that said yes. And because there was something in there and in your languaging and the way that you presented the opportunity that was like, I can't not do this. Like, I have to be a participant. I so pray that she selects me after I submit my application. um, and I'm so excited to get to read all the other entries of the other, is it 13 other authors that
Yes.
participated?
Yes.
Because this is powerful stuff. And what I love about it is that it's short. Like, it's
Mhm.
almost like, you could read it before bed,
Mhm.
and it would take you 5 minutes to read somebody's piece.
Yes.
Or you could read it when you wake up in the morning. And my section really is a segment of hope and all things possible.
Mhm.
And I get the sense that others segments are of that same message,
Yes.
overarching theme as well. And
Mhm.
what better way to start or end the day than on a message of hope?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is the theme going through when we're talking about breakthrough.
Yeah.
Um, and their stories ranging from a man who battled addiction and turned his life around to restore. And now he's a ministry leader, to a woman who was dealing with a life-threatening illness, and she
Mm,
had the strength to fight back from that. And she's celebrating more than, I can't remember the, I think it's like more than 10 years
wow.
surviving and thriving after this. And she started a nonprofit organization. Um, and it's stories like that, but it's also stories of every day, like getting over the fear of moving forward, of listening to God say, hey, do this type of business, and then having the courage to do that. Like, it's stories both extraordinary and ordinary, but
Love it.
the ordinary stories are so extraordinary in that they remind us that every single day we have opportunities to take those steps, to look for the breakthrough. I like to think that breakthrough is not something that we receive, but breakthrough is something that we do. It
Mhm.
requires active faith. It requires, like you're talking about, the spiritual strategies, the practical spirituality. It requires us to make a decision. And even when it's an addiction or an illness or fear or doubt, either to break through that, we have to take those steps, and we have to have the hope, to have the resilience. So every single story echoes that sentiment, and I absolutely love it. So I pray our readers will find in this book, like you said, just inspiration. It's
Yeah.
5 minutes for a story. You could read it straight through. You could pick out your favorite, pick out a chapter and say, okay, I want to do number 12 today. I want to do number 14 today. I want to read number one today.
Yes.
However you do it, but any chapter that you pick up, you're going to have that. So yeah, I could talk about this project for so long, because it's at the core of the mission of
Mm-hmm.
inspirational authors. Everything we do is to illuminate the world with messages that bring hope, healing, breakthrough, and transformation. And I have to say thank you again for being a part of this mission of extending this light into the world. So Thank you again.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's going to be
We are,
wonderful.
yes, yes, yes. So for those of you who are catching this interview, I want to remind you that Inspirational Devotionals is out. It is here. It is ready for you to go pick up your copy. Head over to inspirationaldevotionals.com. When you go there, not only will you have a link to get the book, but you'll also get to see our wonderful authors and ways that you can connect with them further. Karen, is there anything that you'd love to say? I've been asking all of the authors this question to wrap up because I know that a lot of times when we talk about collaboration projects and we talk about sharing your story, there are people who have great stories, great messages inside of them, but they are holding them inside. What would you say to someone who is on the fence about moving forward and sharing their story?
Wow. This is a very interesting question, and I have been asked this before, but in a slightly different form. And what I will tell you is, one thing, when I started writing this particular piece for this devotional, my 14-year-old daughter, we had to swap computers. I forget exactly why. And this was up on my screen, and I know she read it. And it is not a very flattering picture of myself in this story.
Right, right.
And then, my first thought was like, oh no. And then my next thought was, no, this is good. She needs to know that her mom is a real person. I have real struggles. I've gone through a lot that I'm not necessarily proud of in my past. And when I work with people and they're wanting to write and they're like, well, I don't want so and so to, what if my parents read this, or what if, I don't know, just all the fear. There's tons of
Right.
fear around writing. And my best piece of advice would be just write it. You don't, just because you write it doesn't mean you have to publish it. It doesn't mean you have to share it. Just write it, get it out on paper, let the healing do its work. And then later you can decide if you're ready to share, or if you need to edit it a little bit, or change names to protect the innocent, or whatever, whatever
Yeah.
it is you want to do with it. But
Yeah.
it can be just for you to start with. But don't let the fear get in your way of the healing that can happen, of the magic that happens when you really acknowledge and look at what's coming through with your writing, because it can be just for you, just for now.
Yes. 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 I love that. Don't let the fear get in the way of just doing it. I love your advice that a lot of times you don't have to think about a big, large scale. You just start where you are and get that out of your heart. So thank you again, Karen. If folks want to connect with you, of course, they're going to be links on the inspirationaldevotionals.com site, but what are some other ways that they can connect with you?
I have my favorite social media piece is a group that I have in Facebook, and it's called the Female Entrepreneur Society. And in there we have trainings, discussions on the mindset, on the strategies, on the spirituality, all of that. So if you type in the search Female Entrepreneur Society, you will find me, you'll find our group. That would be a wonderful place to connect. I know my website link is going to be on the devotional site. You can always email me, and that's Karen at KarenGruberCoaching.com. And I would love to hear from you. And we can chat, we can pray, we can do whatever. But I love to connect with people on a more personal level than just, hey, come watch me do a ton of videos.
Right. Yes.
But I love video too. So I know what you're talking about. And it's a great platform. It's a great medium, but then let's take it to the next step.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, Karen, thank you so much once again for joining us in this author interview. Thank you all for watching and joining. Again, I encourage you to go over to inspirationaldevotionals.com to pick up your copy of Breakthrough Moments and to check out more information about all of the authors in this collaborative book project. I am so excited about the breakthrough moments that this book is going to create in so many lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you again for being on this journey with us. I'll see you again really soon with another author from our Breakthrough Moments book collaboration project. But until then, I am wishing you an abundance of power, purpose, and prosperity. Remember, that you are the light of the world, and it's time for you to let your light shine. Bye-bye. All righty. Awesome, awesome.